It's time to enter the drone zone with me, James Drone, aka Pure Ambient Drone. So hit that subscribe button, tap that bell, and get ready to synth on.
Hey there, Synth Drones. We're back with episode number 72 of Midnight Synthesizer Talk with me, James Drone, the voice of synthesizers. I have Rick Marston here with me again, and we're going to be talking about some Behringer stuff. So, let's get started. So I was watching a documentary on Pink Floyd, and I guess on the Dark Side of the Moon, they were using a synth everybody knows as the EMS Synthi. Yeah. I got to watch this documentary, and the camaraderie of the band, the way they described it. So I guess there was this synth sitting in there, and it had a keyboard, like a MIDI keyboard to it. And one of the band members, I forget which one, said he walked over, started playing on it. And then another band member said, hey, that sounds really great, and started tweaking it with him. And you and I think we're talking about this. That's a great camaraderie, because a lot of times if you're messing with something for the first time and you're trying to get something done out of it, somebody walks up and says, hey, I'm going to touch this with you. Somebody might get slapped.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really interesting that they used a Synthi on the Dark Side of the Moon album for some of their songs. And I guess I'm bringing this up because I guess Behringer is talking about the mother of all synthesizers. And I guess some people are thinking that's going to be the Synthi.
Ooh, that would be a wonderful turnaround for them to be able to release something like that. That's very exotic, especially on its design. I'd love to see how they were able to take that and reproduce it.
Well, and to be fair to Behringer, they did say that they may or may not make this synthesizer. They said it's a very big undertaking. I'm looking at them right now. I Googled them up, and the average price for these is $15,000. Yeah.
There with the Jupiter 8. Let's see, what did I get? A Jupiter 8?
Yeah, I go for a Jupiter myself. But, I mean, hey, if it's good enough for Pink Floyd, right?
Oh, yeah. And, of course, there are a lot more incredible artists who use that. And there's probably be a lot of people in the comments who said, blah, 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 blah.
There's a very small group of people, and they got loud voices. It seems like people who complain and bash and holler and scream, it just seems like when they do that, they look like their numbers are bigger. But the reality of it is there's a small number of people who are unhappy with what Behringer's doing. And I've said this before, but it really, really drives me nuts when people say Behringer's copying everybody and ripping everybody off. Now, before you respond to that, Rick, you and I both know, and everyone else knows this, first of all, a software emulation of any of the synthesizers that Behringer has ever cloned could be called a ripoff as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
I know, right? But let's go further.
Wanted on VST right now for free.
Yeah,
that you can download, and then you can be charged a really incredible, for all these incredible extras for better quality software. And then you could buy the Behringer hardware devices that are actual analog. And I'm sitting there going, nowadays we probably just going to go for the hardware, because we're going to have a device to play again instead of relying on our DAW.
Some of the Behringer synthesizers are cheaper than software.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying for the equivalent of, but there's software synths out there that cost a ton of money, and Behringer is making hardware, in some cases, less money. And it's astounding. It's like, and people go, well, it's not going to last you 40 years. Well, you didn't. Who knows if it will? I've got Behringer gear that's been lasting me for a long time and without any problems. I don't know if it's going to last me 40 years, but I can promise you this. In 40 years, that software package is not going to be compatible with any computer on the planet.
Right.
My background is in software engineering and computers, and I can tell you right now, 40 years from today, all your software will be obsolete. Trust me on that. I mean, of course, they can upgrade these things as well. But what's really cool is I got a Juno 106, and it's almost 39 years old, if not 40, going on 40. And this thing is it still works. Yeah, it's had to go into the shop, not by me. It was serviced before I got it and restored and everything. But you know what? I don't have to pay a license to use it. Just plug it up and there you go. It works. Yay. I mean, that's a good feeling. I like hardware.
Yeah, some of the directions with one of our friendly manufacturers we're talking about here has decided to go software-based everything. You're going to all integrate with your hardware, and your hardware is now integratable with your software, etc., etc. I'm not sure I want to go that direction with my synthesis.
No, I don't want to go there. I don't want everything software.
I like the idea of having, a hardware device as a master synthesis, an instrument, an actual instrument. A controller is a controller, but a freestanding instrument is an instrument you can live and grow and evolve with. And, of course, it gets repairs, just like a human body. It'll need to be taken in for service if you really are going to follow the instrument and keep it up through the years. Then, yes, it's something you will have to endure and be responsible.
Yeah. Touching back on the Behringer thing, I wanted to complete my thought. Behringer is not making 100% clone on any of this, on any of these synthesizers. They're not. But everybody knows they can't. All right. But they're coming close enough, and they're putting synthesizers in the hands of people at an affordable price that without Behringer, most of the people who are into synthesizers today wouldn't be if it wasn't for Behringer. And Behringer's doing something that nobody else was doing, Rick. Nobody else was making these clones on this level. And now Behringer's pushed people to do it.
That's right. And one of the things I'm really freaked out is Roland and Behringer have been having this, oh, you can't use these labels anymore. You can't use that logo. Oh, it can't be saying too close to this. And now you got to flip this backwards. And oh, it can't look identical to this anymore. If they would just team up together, have Behringer do Roland's analog synthesizers for them like Studio Electronics is doing for Roland. Why can't Behringer reissue the Jupiter 8 that we all want? Why can't they do it with the love and blessing and the response and the combined power of Behringer and Roland together, making a Jupiter 8 come back? Wouldn't that be the things of Roland, and they'd get all the, oh my God, they're back with, and we all know the buzz and the growing company, which we all know is not a growing company, but in the synthesizer world, Behringer has made an incredible impact. So this would be, wow, and a very interesting thing. I think, of course, people say, oh, no. I'd say stop fighting, shake hands, make a union together, and have them issue out these authentic Roland pieces, with at least a little bit, okay, I'm not knocking quality. Some people complain about the quality of certain parts. Maybe if they up the gain over here, a little bit more money on this, a little bit more financial backing from, and a union of these things, we might see a Jupiter 8 official with real analog oscillators, and processors.
Yeah, I've done that before. What you said about the color schemes and the logos, that's all trademark stuff. And people get patent, they get copyright, and they get trademark all mixed up. And okay, so a trademark is something you pay for. You have to apply for a trademark, and if nobody else has got anything that's close enough to it, you can have it for a price, and you can keep that for as long as you want. There's certain soda brands that we know about, okay? Two big soda companies we both know about here in America. Those are trademarks, and they've had those for, I guess, going on 100 years for one of them. So that continues on. Now, a copyright is something that is created as soon as you complete a work. A lot of people don't know this. They think they have to go through the Library of Congress and get it all, official, which doesn't help or doesn't hurt. But, okay, so like if I make a song, I can copyright it through the Library of Congress, but the Library of Congress is not going to fight for me if somebody rips off my song. I have to go through legal channels, and that's why it's so good to just get a publisher like I have to publish my music, and they'll go after my copyright infringements if somebody rips me off. So a copyright is different than a trademark. A copyright is something that people get when they complete a work, like a book or a song or something like that, or a story, you know what I'm talking about, or a poem. Those are copyright. Right. And then we have a patent. A patent is an invention, and that only lasts for so long, and then it's out, and then it becomes free to anybody to copy as long as they want to. And here's what people don't understand. You ready for this? You cannot patent anything that you made from nature. So aspirin comes from tree bark, right? Can't patent it. Cannot. Now, you can take an aspirin brand like Bear Aspirin. That's a trademark. You know what it is? It's tree bark. It's the same aspirin you get anywhere else, but they can't put a patent on it because it came from nature. So anything that comes from nature, you cannot patent. It's got to be your own invention.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
Probably did, but I'm old.
Well, you know what? It clears up a lot of confusion when people are like running around saying they're breaking copyrights. No, a copyright would be if Behringer used the samples from the drum machine, the RD9, if they took that from the 909 samples, and the copyright would still be, copyright is good for 150 years after you die, Rick. So anything over 150 years old, you can use it. Like Mozart's music, you can use that music as long as you record it. You can't take somebody's recording of Mozart's, but you could take his music notation and you could record it yourself and sell it all you wanted to because his copyright has ran out. Anything over 150 years old. It's all good to know this stuff because a lot of people don't understand. They get on the comment sections and in different videos and bash Behringer for copyright, trademark. Come on, guys. Learn what you're talking about before you use it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's about all that we have for tonight. Be sure to join us in the comment section. Tell us what you guys think. And until next time, hit that subscribe button, tap that bell, and above all, keep calm and synth on.